everyone, and welcome to April Divines. That's my name. This is my channel. So, we're going to do some divining today. I don't have any cards selected, but I'm feeling like we're going to go here to begin with. We're going to get some oracles just to kind of grasp the current energy vibration of the collective I am picking up for. So let me just cleared. Okay, Spirit. Can you please give me a little bit of some energy currents or clarifiers for the collective that I am reading for today? I'm still learning, you guys. Okay, so bear with me. And I don't even know how to edit, so I'll figure it out. That's probably going to be in there. But I'm going to take what I've got here, and I'm going to see what came out over here. Just at the cut here. Okay. Yep. Taking that. And is there anything in here that is to be taken? No. Okay. But that looks important. So we'll keep the bottom of the deck where it's at. And what do we have? Oh, we have a surprise card in here. Confusion. Cloudy Judgment. Fantasy with our beautiful purple rose. And one day. One day. Okay. All right. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have bitterness. And clinging is standing out to me as well. Releasing, thinking, rejection, and it's looking like it's stopping there. I could go further, but we're not going to do that. I have a short amount of time, so. All right, so clearly what I'm seeing here, first let's start with the obvious, the titles. We've got confusion, and the color, the color that's really prominent here is orange. So confusion, uncertain, unclear, unsure. The cloudy judgment is very much that same energy. Illusions, unbalanced, distorted, distracted, confused, they go hand in hand. And with fantasy and daydreaming, imagining, fantasize one day, somebody's clinging to maybe a fantasy or a way of life they thought was supposed to go a certain way that has not, and maybe they keep feeling like one day this is going to happen one day, and they're thinking a lot about that, and to the point of it, being clingy with it and not being able to have clear judgment or a feeling of just peace and clarity, because they're stuck in this thought loop of this fantasy and rejection. So they're confused, cloudy judged, they're fantasizing about something that's got them confused, and they keep hoping it's one day. They're clinging on to it when they need to release it. Here with releasing, it needs to be released. We need to stop overthinking the possibility of rejection. If we're not going to go for it, if we're not going to, go for the fantasy, or if it's just something we can't go for, we've got to release it. It needs to be let go of. Because whatever this is has got somebody in wackadoodle crisp of some serious, just everything it says here, it feels very confused and heartbroken almost. It feels trapped, you know. It actually kind of almost feels like they're whoever this is for. This might be for somebody that um, they don't believe they're the ones who've put themselves in this situation. The reason I'm getting that is because I see this guy, and he doesn't look super confused. He kind of looks peaceful, like he's just enjoying the sunset, you know? So, and at the bottom of the deck we have bitterness. Somebody is fantasizing, they are not getting their way, they need to release it, they're overthinking, they don't want to be rejected, and they're bitter about it. Whew, heavy. Okay, where should we go now? Do I start tarot yet? No, we want to go over here for just a couple of days. Soul oracles, okay? Sacred soul messages. Spirit, can you give me some sacred soul messages currently for the collective that is going through this really sticky, nasty energy? I'm still working on my shuffling, you guys, but I'm doing what I do. I just do what feels right. That's what we all are supposed to do, technically, but I do want to shuffle my cards like Witch and Scythe or somebody that knows how to shuffle. 144K from the stars. That girl can shuffle. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take. Oh, two are coming out, so those are the ones we'll take. Bottom of the deck. The moon is bright when it doesn't avoid the night. Hang in there. Be patient. You're on the right track. Okay. And let's see what else is wanting to come up. We have laugh as much as you breathe, love as long as you live, have fun, enjoy life, nurture relationships. Okay? This has been popping up for me a lot, actually. Not just for me, but in readings that it's been popping up. The pains you feel are messengers. Listen to them. Getting signs, learning messages from spirit. Our body doesn't just go through pain for no reason. It's always an indicator that there is a root cause, and that root cause typically lies in our mind and not our actual body. It just ends up presenting itself that way because it has no other way to integrate. Look for the answer inside your question. Be honest with yourself. You know the truth. This also came up several times. These two came up in pairs. This is the third time in a row. 3 is my lucky number. So what I'm seeing here with the messages all combined is that this is all happening. Let it go. Listen to what your pain is telling you. Ask questions to what your pain is trying to teach you. It's not there to destroy your life. It can only destroy your life if you allow it to. So sit down with yourself and get real with yourself. Ask some serious shit. You know, get down to the bottom of it and the root cause so you can move past this and enjoy the life I'm sure you deserve. I would like to believe the life that you deserve, yes. We're going to go with tarot now. Which deck are we going to go for? Because which one is the one? You know what? I'm picking up on this just because of the ultimate vibe. The overall vibe, it being kind of like, you know, some shadow work maybe that somebody's needing to go through. Or just, you know, some self-work. Call it whatever you want. It comes down to the same thing. I just did that twice. Spirit, could you give us some further insight here? Can you help us put some pieces together as to what this collective or certain people in it need to hear? I love that. Spirit's like, yep, you're still getting used to the shuffling, so I am going to make sure that I make the cards that are necessary for this reading pop out in the most obvious way, just like that right there. I'll probably end up taking what's at the bottom, so that's usually the case. Oops. Yep, that was one too. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it did a little bloop. So, the bottom of the deck, we've got Chariot. Excuse me while I OCD over here. Okay. Okay, so I think this one came up first, but that's not how they fell. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Five of Swords. Do we need anything else in here? Everything. We need everything in here. Two of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. And then starting from bottom, the Hermit. The Moon. The Ten of Wands. Or Swords, the Ten of Swords. I've got a lot of swords so far, and Pentacles. Two of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. So, what I am seeing here before my eyes is Chariot at the bottom of the deck. With our Five of Swords, a Four of Swords is like a state of rest. So the Five of Swords is kind of like the refresher after that rest. I have a hard time finding any positive energy in any of the swords except for maybe the Six of Swords because it's a release of something. They all feel hefty, but somebody's just gone through a period of rest and they're now coming back mentally online. It is kind of what it feels like a little bit. And then with our Two of Pentacles, we've come back mentally online, and now we've been presented with these worldly choices. We can continue to do what we were doing before, which maybe didn't work, or maybe whatever, or we can find another way. We can do something different, because clearly we had to take a rest from whatever it was we were doing, and now we've got to, make a decision. So, with our Page of Pentacles, we could potentially have a person that is an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, and oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my. Somebody help Capricorn. My child's a Capricorn and my husband. Okay, anyways, Page of Pentacles could represent either one of the earth signs, or maybe somewhere heavily in your chart, or maybe somebody in your life. This could be you. This could be the person that you are confused or feeling rejected by. But it could just mean that whoever this is for has a lot of grounding that they need to do before they can. In fact, that's followed up even further so with the Hermit card and then the Moon. So it would seem to me that yes, so somebody is in a state where they need to, and this particular Page of Pentacles is interesting. It looks as if somebody is like Sit, child, pushing them down. Ground. Settle down. Um, Beautiful cards. This is the Phantom Tarot. And then we've got the Hermit, of course, so it's looking like we came back online, but we really just came back online to make this decision. After that decision is made, we have some serious inner work to do. Some serious inner work to do. There's something that we need to kill mentally with the Ten of Swords. This is the worst Ten of Swords I've ever seen. I hate this energy. Ooh. But, we need something to die in our lives, and it's probably this clouded judgment, confusing fantasy of hopefully one day thinking and praying, clinging, fear of rejection. It's time to release that, okay? It's time to go deep into the depths of your psyche and figure out what is truly causing this issue. Because it's not what you think it is. It's something inside you. And only you can fix it. You've got to take it and you've got to slay it. And if you don't slay it, then you'll end up like him. If we don't find a way to integrate these things inside of our life, willingly, knowingly, and understanding that they're there to teach us something, then we end up on the shadow aspect of ourselves and these cards. We don't want to end up feeling like we've been stabbed in the back multiple times. So do something to change that. Quit letting people stab you in the back. Don't give them that power, Use your discernment. And then with the Two of Cups, that is an emotional harmonization. In my opinion, out of all of the cards in the tarot, it can more highly represent love than even the Lover's card. But at the same time, I feel like it can often represent an inner alchemical process. Just us needing to balance our scales of left, right, anima, animus, feminine, masculine, logical, intuitive, etc. So it could be one of those, either of those two things, something involving a partner, a romantic partner, or just the fact that you need to get real with yourself and go inside, do the shadow work. Don't end up like that. Do what you've got to do. Because if you don't, you're going to be trapped in the Five of Pentacles energy for the rest of your life. If you don't do this now. We've got swords and, the swords are harsh, and we've got more swords than anything else in here. So the swords are bad, and out of all the pentacles, I feel most of the pentacles are pretty darn good. This is the pentacle with the hardest energy. Okay, this is basically picking yourself back up after having somewhat of a financial secure situation, or just a mentally, physically secure environment, than having lost it all and having to kind of have some humility and trying to figure out where you're going to find that inner light and how you're going to guide yourself now. Like, where do I go now? What do I do? You got to do something. All right, we're going to pull from one more deck, and then I'm going to close out the session just because I need to make these short. Can you give us some suggestions and some ideas as to what would be the best practice, the best mode of healing, or kind of just some insight as to how to get through this really rough energy? It almost feels like somebody is going through a dark night of the soul. Or if not, then just a deep, deep, maybe heartache. Be yourself, man. Be yourself. Stop trying to hide. Be something else. Stop trying to put on airs for other people to impress them, but then be in fear of rejection, you know? Because you be yourself, then you find your people. That one wants to come. And so does that. At the bottom of the deck, we do have marshmallow, a spoonful of sugar, helps the medicine go down. Okay. At the bottom here, we've got resurrection with California poppy. I don't know if these are all meant for you, but it's looking like a couple of them are. Let's just use them. Okay. Passion flower, exuberant quietude, which falls right into place with our hermit and our moon and our page who needs to be grounded. Just find a quiet place within yourself, somewhere you feel safe. Start practicing something that's different than what you're used to. Try something different, something out of the box. Try anything it takes to not get trapped here forever, you know? Because whoever I'm speaking to, I mean, this message didn't come up for no reason. There's somebody out there, not a few people, that needed to hear this. So, oats, just be, okay? Just be yourself. We've got Oats and Daisy. Just be yourself, okay? Be yourself. Find your fortress, okay? Resurrect what you know you are, okay? Resurrect the things deep down in your subconscious, and get yourself turned back on. Rewild, reroot, you know, do some inner gardening work. It's important. All right, you guys, I'm sorry that wasn't a more positive message, but the fact of the matter is, it's going to be as positive or as negative as we want it to be. If somebody heard this message and was like, that's my message, and yes, I've known this, so, you know, this is confirmation that, you know, it's time to get it together. Time to get it together for yourself. All right, I'm gonna stand up and awkwardly walk over here and shut this camera off. Bye, you guys. Bye. I'll see you next time. Hopefully. I'll be here, so if you'll be here, I'll be here. Okay, bye.